What's up? This is a casual recording of trying to get Space Age's Express Delivery achievement. I've never tried this before. I'm not going in with any blueprints. I'm not going in with any idea of how the map is going to be played. I'm not going in to get a particular seed. I'm just going to roll default settings, free play, Space Age. I'm just keep everything a default, everything a default. I don't care what the map looks like. I'm going to figure it out on the way. Wish me luck. Crash land. Let's go ahead and just clear this up. So we're in a desert-ish, which is good because I'm not going to have a ton of trees to clear for purposes of having space for smelting arrays and a mall, etc. I am going to have to deal with early biter expansion, early biter attacks as a result of pollution. Again, there's no blueprints that I have going into this run that I plan to use. I will quickly go over some of the things that I plan on doing and the things that I plan on not doing. So for one thing that I plan on not doing, first of all, let's go ahead and grab this huge rock for the coal that it possesses. One of the things that I don't plan on doing is no more huge rocks. Okay, we'll just grab some trees along the way. One of the things that I don't plan on doing is doing any sort of design time where I pause the game and do designs and then reload a save so that I have designs that specifically fit the area that I'm working in. Instead of that, another huge rack, we're going to take that. Instead of that, what I'm going to do is just play it by feel. I'm hoping to have Navis done in maybe a 10-hour period. That's as much research as I've gone into this run. I don't know if I'm going to need to be more aggressive than that. I am going to just do this and this. Have my coal right here for the early game. I just put some coal in there. It's gonna give me some juicy iron. Need alt mode turned on. Okay, check it. For some reason my control click's not working. Oh, I just didn't have iron in that yet. So, first order of business. I want 2 miners working on gathering me coal. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and clear out more of the space. There are biters directly to the south of us. We'll take them out ASAP. Probably as soon as I get turrets, I'm gonna be looking to turret creep that biter base. Okay, looking good. Do I have 9 iron yet? Not just yet. I need 2 more. I could speed this up a little bit, but I don't feel like min-maxing too hard. So here we go. Now that's this miner. And then I think I'm going to make do with some of the coal that I have gathered from my rock destruction so that I can more aggressively ramp up my iron production, which will result in more aggressive miner production, which of course will give me that coal a little bit faster. I'm not going to worry about... Ooh, that's really close. I'm not going to worry about getting copper or anything else just yet. Just looking to get a couple of miners generating me some infinite coal. So we've got this and this. Make sure neither of these are accidentally grabbing iron. And we're off to the races. So to start, we're just going to be looking to get some early game iron and copper production. I don't really need copper just yet. I'm gonna look to just get a couple more of these up. Probably just double this. Like so. Now we're cruising. This, boom, boom, boom. Come get some of my juicy new coal. Spread the love a little bit. It's going to give me the iron that I need. Steam power. The next thing I'm going to need is, of course, the copper to get the electronic circuits. But I'm going to look to prioritize. In this game, you can't actually get electric power until you've done your copper homework. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. I need more of these. I need more of these. And that meager amount of Coal production is also not going to be enough, so I'm just going to go ahead and double that to start. Take that way. Beautiful. Just a single drop a coal in each of these to bootstrap them. We've got 3 miners. 3 more miners and get my copper up. And I'll need a couple more of these. Boom, 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 boom. Place this down. Place this down and place this down. Got 10 coal. A little bit lazy. Come back over here. More coal. How are these doing? Just mousing over and checking the coal situation over here. I shouldn't be too anal about that though. There's our electronics research. With that, we're gonna go ahead and start making some iron poles. Did I not grab my copper? Nope. Come back over here. Nice and efficient start to our playthrough. Boom. Some of these. See, I've already got a boiler. I'm gonna look to create 2 steam engines and 1 of these, just for some early game power production. Now, power is going to be a little far off. I am a little wary about stepping too far away, and I also want to stay busy with my handcrafting while I do this. So I'm going to see if I can get enough iron to get started on 2 labs while I'm gone. Let's fill these up a little bit more. That's going to be my second lab. Come right over here and feed the machine a bit. Beautiful. Automation science complete. Now I can start handcrafting some of those as well before I leave, because with that biter nest immediately to the south, and I can actually see, I'm glad that I took a look, I can actually see an attack party starting to coalesce, and I'm strong enough with my pistol right now that I can kite these guys. But before too long, I am going to need to have some turrets in the mix so I can go take out that base. I'm worried about my pollution cloud already being on top of that base. So, let's go do our clean work up here so that we can come back and do the dirty work momentarily. So with power, I am thinking a little bit ahead. I'm pausing the game to look at the map. I'm thinking a little bit ahead. I think that without knowing about the corners of the map, because I haven't looked at the seed, I don't know, there could be cliffs or a massive lake directly to the northeast or northwest. But I kind of want to build northwards, because with the resources being beneath me, one of my tried and true tactics is to have where the resources are currently being mined and refined, I want to have that eventually turn into train stations which feed the rest of the base. And if that's the case, then the rest of the base needs to not be where I want the train stations to be. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to shunt all of my refinement of my initial resources, my iron, my copper, and my stone. Maybe leave a little room for steel, and have all of that beneath this lake. If I can keep it all beneath this lake, and then have the power, or not power, but mall and early game science and stuff above the lake, and start building north, then these resources can eventually turn into train stations. And the reason I'm going over all that is because what I'm trying to do is figure out where I want my power. If it's the case that I want this refinement area to be south of this lake, then, and the building of more refined construction materials to be north of the lake, then what I'll probably want to do is have power to the east or the west. My gut says I want it on the east because there appears to be a little bit more room on the west. So I'm going to build power off the east side of this lake. Nice and simple. Let's come up here. There are some trees in the way, but that's okay. I'm not going to make this too complicated. I am simply going to pop this down wherever it looks like it goes. I'm going to pop one of these down. 2 of these. I will put my power. I do like to use sometimes electric inserters, even though in theory I should be using burner inserters for my power generation. I do sometimes like to use electric inserters. So I'm going to go like that. And then what I will do is I will leave a little bit of room for I'm just going to place some ghosts here. I will use burner inserters here. I will put an initial plan here for how I'm going to feed that, and I actually might be able to build these 2 boxes as well. As my handcrafted science finishes, and then I can just pop a little bit of coal into these boxes when I am ready. So if that's that, what I'll do is I'll bring the power down actually diagonally and run it along this lake, because then what I can do is I can simply run it directly down and in between my iron and coal patches. So what I'll do is I'll ping right here. Looks like right north of this little grass patch right here. This is where I want to start my power grid proper. I'll go power, power, and then just drag this on down. And luckily we were fast enough to not incur any biter attacks while we were busy. All right, and I'll bring my coal line up right with that power line when it's time. So I've got 17 of these sciences in hand, which is going to be enough for my research to begin. Start building some of these, I've got my labs. Now this is a little bit inefficient. I am, of course, running back and forth, but believe it or not, once this period is over, I have got a feeling I'm going to be able to cruise. We'll go like that. I'm not going to worry about overusing any of my materials just yet. And then I will put half my coal here and the other half right here. Let's not forget my actual inserters. Boom and boom. And that should provide me with some early game power. Now, if I want to have my refinement here, what I want to do is I want to make sure I have enough room. So let's just go 4. I don't have any blueprints for this run. So I am instead going to be doing all my design like so. Right there. And all I'm doing is I am getting the idea for the size of my smelting arrays. So this is 16, and if I'm going with 16, then I want to double that. That should be 32. And then I want 48, so I can bring my 16 back and add that to my existing 38 to make 48. Now, it is the case that I have some blueprints that are from other files. What I want to do really quickly is just create a new blueprint book and have that be right at the top, which is going to be, and I will call it express delivery. And since it's express delivery, I, of course, I'm going to use the turbo belt as my turbo, and let's go turbo belt and rocket ship. Where's the rocket ship? This is kind of fun. So quickly, we're going to move around the space. Now, what I want to do is I want to take this, create a blueprint here for this. I'm missing a belt there. Go right here, and this is just going to be called smelting array measuring stick. Now, with one of these, I have created the size that my smelting array is going to be. Let's go with 2 for iron. I'll put 2 for copper just to the left. I could go 3 for iron. I'm not going to overthink it. My goal is to be moving quickly here. So I'll space this out a little bit, just like so, for a little path in between. So this is copper and iron, and then I will also add a little bit more for stone as well. Stone doesn't need to be nearly as big. Stone can be placed in small, but we'll just say that this here is for steel. In terms of size, I'm confident that I can get this down width-wise, but this will be steel for size, and then stone doesn't need nearly as much. I think this will do, and I do want to create it the same space away. So if I'm copying this many, I need this many, and I'll go like so. So this is going to be the size of my smelting array. I'll just cut this. Actually, I'll paste it again. Go blueprint. Create this blueprint. And this is entire smelting array measuring stick. I'm going to take this. I'm going to put that into my Express Delivery blueprint book. Delete all that. And shift delete that so we don't have any deconstruction planning. Now, I know how big this is going to be. I've got a rather large attack coming up down here, so let's go ahead and prepare for that. Some more miners for this. Come on, y'all, let's get it. This might actually be too many biters for me to handle, and I'm regretting not having grabbed some fish when I was up there. So we may need to seriously prioritize killing that nest ASAP. Now, unfortunately, I am a little bit high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut my losses. I'm going to let some of those miners fall, because otherwise we're going to get into a death spiral where I never actually managed to kill those biters. I really meant to grab some fish while I was up here. Can I reach you? No, but I don't have time to be fishing. I need to be killing. So let's run on back down here and take care of the situation that is evolving. I want to get my light armor as fast as possible as well. So let's go ahead and mine this, even though the bugs are currently taking care of business much faster than I am. So let's kill you. Now, what I do want to do is, I don't want to run far. I'm just going to put this right here and like very, very willy-nilly take this, create some more of these. So I need to be working ASAP on the automation of gun turrets. Actually, gun turrets are 10. This is 10. This is going to give me a little bit more flexibility in the early game, so I'm just going to go ahead and build the machine guns. Once I have machine guns in the mix, I'll be able to take care of more of those biters. Now, I don't have automation. Normally, I'm researching automation as soon as possible. As soon as I get the opportunity, it's automation time. These guys don't have any coal. So let's fix that. Fix that. Beg your pardon. And here we go. Now, I don't have the military ready yet, but I do have the fish. So I should be able to kite, eat my fish, eat my fish. Just keep shooting until I've got that military ready to rock. Now, the real challenge here It's just waiting until I get that assault rifle ready. Once that's ready, I'm going to have a much easier time. And I'm all out of fish. Dealing with the very last of this biter crowd here. Now hopefully I have enough, just enough, to get started on my submachine gun. Once that's built, I really don't want to get in a fight right now. I do want to rebuild my copper. I should start my research. Let's see, the next thing that I am going to want is gun turrets. Now, again, typically I would be really rushing the heck out of automation, but this seed is not allowing me to focus on that the way that I would like to. So let's get some more fish for the trials and tribulations that await us. Boom. All set. Make sure that this gun is here. Now we should be almost ready to go take care of that nest. And we're going to need to build more of these science packs. Go ahead and put down what we do have. Focus my coal here. And while this builds up some copper for us to use for our research, let's go ahead and take care of these biters. This is much faster with the addition of the assault rifle, but nothing, this is all just treating the symptom. Until we get down here and we take care of these actual biters, we are not going to make any progress. And I need to prioritize the manufacture of more ammo. While I run around, let's cut this science out, cut this science out. Need the ammo. Need the ammo. Need all the ammo I can get. Once we get automation, we can start to get ahead of this. But for now, it's a little bit more of a slog. And not to take too much damage from these worms as well. I've only got one ammo left, so I don't think I'm actually going to be able to make any progress on those worms. This is a really tough nest to have right next to our starting position. Really, really tough indeed. So let's get as much of this iron as we can. If I can build some shotgun shells, then I'll also be pretty happy. Because once I'm lucky enough to progress past the... Oh, I forgot how to change my gun. Got that keybind special. Once we progress past this first array of biters that are attacking us, we still need to handle the presence of those worms. And those worms will actually go down faster with the shotgun. So let's get more of this. Even more ammo. Even more ammo. Oops. Go ahead and kill these guys with the shotgun. Alright, let's see if I can take out these worms without letting myself get overwhelmed by biters. Oop. Not a great start. I got a little confused there with my keybinds. And now we're in really bad shape because the corpse that I just left is unfortunately right on top of the biter nest itself. So we're going to need to get a turret or two in our possession, and that will make taking out this nest significantly easier. Maybe even make it possible. Right now I'm struggling a little bit. It'll take a little while to create. Let's get some ammo for it. I'd be really sick if I could get 2 of these, but with my Mine's not doing too good. Yeah, this may end up being the most hard part of this game. I really don't want to lose my one turret. I'm trying to help it against the onslaught of the biters now that I've got free-ish path here to my corpse. This time I am going to mine it. Come on. Come on. There we go. I've got my fish. Most importantly, I've got my machine gun back. Let's go ahead and create more of these. Get these guys topped up with coal. So what I really want to do is get another turret and maybe about 40 shots worth of ammo. Let's get this here. Let's get the shotgun ammo in. These guys need some love as well, I imagine. And then I don't have any more of those, nor can I build them. But are there stones right next to me that I could like potentially take? This huge rock will be very useful. Just to give myself the rest of the furnaces that I need here to make up for my copper losses. Right here. Okay. Now, let's get one or even two more turrets. How much more would I need for this? Another 5. So now I'm going to have 2 turrets. And then I'll actually place these 2 turrets here and put half my ammo into one of them, half my ammo into the other, and build a little bit more ammunition. Now I'm really sitting pretty. Okay, so let's take this and this. And ooh, it's not looking good down there. Fill these up with ammo. So this is going to provide the back line. Uh-oh. Slowly creep it forward. Take half the ammo here. Put half the ammo there. Really making no progress here against this nest. I'm going to switch strategy a little bit. I'm going to be a little bit more defensive until I can get a little bit more of a stockpile of ammunition and turrets. In the meantime, what I want to work on is getting this automation tech up. And this has 3, this has 3. I'm going to need a few more. Of course. Let's get these turrets down here. Let's put all the ammo that I do have into them. And hopefully they're able to... Oops. That's not what I do. Hopefully they're able to fend off some of the early attacks. Good news is I've got a ton of copper. Still no automation tech yet. But with you and you, that might get us the rest of the way. And then what I'm also going to do is just take these furnaces that I have and make a small defensive buttress. Now I've got automation. What that's going to allow me to do is start automating some of the production of these turrets and ammunition. Now I don't have a ton of power, nor do I have power automated just yet. But what I'll do is I'll bring this here, and this is going to be my little protect at all costs area. So what I'll have you doing is building turrets. I'm going to need... I'm not even going to focus on research at all right now. I'm simply looking to get my automation of turrets started. Hand fed, of course, because I'm not worrying about belts or anything like that yet. So here's one assembling machine. Put you here, put you here. You're going to make me turrets. Put you here. You're going to make me ammo. And I'll need more than one of these inserters. have any other miners? I do. I've got the coal. Support it. Brilliant. I am going to need some of these. Let's get this rock to complete my little defensive array. That'll survive for a second, although I'm a little skittish. So let's just do that. You are going to make ammo. You're going to make turrets. There are more efficient ways that I could set this up so that I don't have to fill multiple boxes with resources. Like I could have the same box that feeds my iron gear production also feed my turret production, for example. But I just don't care. I just don't care. This will take care of what I need. If I can just get this iron here. What I am gonna do is take this, flip this around, come like this, oops, go like this, and now this can also feed into right here. So this can be half my iron, this can be the other half of my iron. You need copper plates. I'll just take this, put it here, take this, like this, bring some power over like so. This will be copper. Let's go half my copper. And now I have turrets and ammunition being automated. That is gonna do it for now as far as my automation of defensive items. I could be continuing to work on more automation, and the automation that I care about next is probably going to be this logistics system. That way I can start getting my splitters and start really designing some of my smelting arrays. Radar I don't really need yet. It'll be nice. Electric mining drills will probably come before radar. So my current plan is logistics. I might as well queue some of these up. Then electric mining drills, at which point I probably want to start caring about walls, followed by repair packs, given that I'm in a heavy combat zone here. So let's get more iron. This already needs more iron. Let's just put it all in there. Now we're cruising. And logistics is being researched. What I do want to take an opportunity to do right now is use some of my spare time to build both additional miners. I am not having an issue with coal yet, but those will come in handy. And then come on up here and refill my power, because the last thing I want is to have an outage. I'm still way overproducing power with just my one boiler and my 2 steam engines. These are still doing quite well, so let's just go here and I'll put the rest in there. Now I'm set on power for quite some time. I'm right on back to deal with the next inevitable assault. What am I doing on wood? I have 4 wood, so as I travel back down, I'm going to grab some of this. Boom. All out here of iron, so let's put this in there. Let's take the 2 gun turrets and the 20 magazines that I do have. Let's expand this as planned. Now, I'm not necessarily worried about some heavy losses here, although this went significantly worse than I had hoped. if I'm being totally honest. But I am, as you can see, actually able to fend this off. I am going to need another miner, and I'm going to need one in a pinch. So let's take this, put it right here. Get these iron pieces right up here. Half into this, half into this. I've got 3 turrets. And not that much ammunition. So let's prioritize building ammunition. This is a really, if I'm gonna be honest, a really rough start to this run. Really rough. Now I've got rebuild my iron production. When we are finally liberated of this patch of biters to the south, we will be so stoked. So stoked. I'm going to put these here for now. Come on, you guys can do it. Shamelessly take all the iron that I can possibly scrounge together. Over to our production of iron. Now this is not allowing me the fine-tuned control that I really would want out of what's being produced. So I'm actually going to take this and put it here. And now the iron that's here is strictly going to be used for ammo production. So if I'm in a pinch and I need more ammo, which I do, then I can take all the iron that I have and just place it into ammo production. Beg your pardon, and I can help out a little bit as well. Now, one thing that I can do is take even more of my ammo, place it here. Our goal is to just hang on, just survive as long as possible. My goal right now is to get, let's say, 6 turrets and 50 ammo. Once I have 6 turrets and 50 ammo, I am finally going to go down and take care of our biter problem. Unfortunately, I'm not even close right now to that 50 ammo. You're out of resources, so let's move you like so. Get some more coal in, you guys. I want to have as many turrets as I have dedicated to the defense of the base right now. And then once I am free to have a little bit more freedom to attack, I can go down to attack. But right now, while the biters attack, I want to have all of my turrets set up to defend. That way they can hopefully deal all the damage they need to the biters prior to them breaking through the furnaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 turrets. And let's go ahead and make the rest of that into ammo. And then with the turret, the remaining iron that I do have, I'll put half here and half here. And that should almost get me enough to have more turrets. Let's take this up. Put this here and here again. This is working on constructing our next turret. And then between the ammo that I have in my pocket and the ammo that's here, I may have enough ammo to go take out this nest. And do I have some fish? I do have some fish. I am going to wait for this next wave to clear, make as much ammo as I can during this next wave, and then launch the counteroffensive. Do I want more turrets? I think I do. And then I'll handcraft ammo in the meantime. And I'm going to want my ammo available here. Come on, guys. Figure this attack is too big. As you can see, I'm able to make much quicker work of the biters this time. Now I'm going to make a strategic decision. Take my turrets and my ammo right down here. I'm still burning through my ammo relatively quickly. I do want 3 turrets here, half my ammo here. Let's go 3 turrets here. Half my ammo here. I don't want to stand still on this too long. Get the fish ejected. Let's bring these turrets in the back. Up here. These guys need ammo. And let's bring you here, here, and here. Take the ammo from here, and I'm out of ammo. And I really don't want to let these turrets die, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill you with the shotgun while I attempt to get this. Can I kill this nest with my last bullets? I can. Now the regen rate on this nest is going to allow me to kill it, and I can finally kill this bug. And after all of that, we are finally able to rest for a little bit, as our pollution cloud is no longer touching any biter nests. It is a good day on Navis. Take some of these furnaces that were just being used for defense and repurpose them for something a little bit more productive. One thing I haven't done yet is something that is very near and dear to my heart. Looking to be purple. Let's go more ammo. More. And one thing that we can start doing is even automating some hand-fed science production as well, which now we have a little bit of freedom to do, thank goodness. So we've got some copper in our hands already. We've got some iron right here. With that, I can make some assemblers, and let's see what we need. So if this was going to make science, this takes let's see, 0.1 iron gears a second. This produces 1 iron gear per second. So in theory, one of these could supply 10 of these. I'm just gonna eyeball, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna have, first of all, let's bring it in right here. I'm just going to say that I have 5 assemblers dedicated to the production of red science. This is just a quick and dirty get it started situation. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these, that's fine. Let's get this going out this way. We're going to need more of these. And the belt that feeds these is going to be supplied first and foremost by copper here. And these are going to be my crappy boom, 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 boom. These are going to be my crappy red science assemblers. And this will be copper plates. And then on the other side, what I will do is I will have my single assembler producing iron gears. And this is going to be the first time that I do any sort of like fancy-ish stuff. It may be the last. But by having this situated as such, I can take advantage of the fact that, oops, what I actually want to do is bring this up here and bring this up here, and then bring this here. Now I can take advantage of the fact that this iron box, or wooden box rather, the inserter that's placing stuff out of it is going to place the copper on the bottom side of this belt, and the inserter drawing stuff out of the iron gears assembler is going to place stuff on the top side of the belt. It's just the a fact about reality is that this inserter is going to place stuff on the right hand side as opposed to the left hand side. Take this, put it there, you can power all of that, and from there I'm going to need more of these electric inserters. Let's bring you here, you can power those, put you here, here, and I'm going to need eventually more of these, so I might as well do that. Go here, 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 here. Just a few more before I'm actually going to start automating the production of these base building materials in a small and basic mall. Too many inserters, too many inserters. This is going to need copper and iron. This is going to need some of these. And of course, I'm going to need my belts to be ready. This needs to only be putting out the copper plates. I can slurp up my iron plates. And this will need these iron plates. And as you can see, the iron gears get placed on the top of the belt due to Factorio's inserter mechanics. So we've got some more ammo. We've got some more turrets. We're doing okay. And in just a moment, we should see our science per minute spike up. I'm not sure what kind of science per minute I'm going to aim for on this run. Probably not too high, given the speedrunny nature. But let's take a pause and think about what I want to do next. So I've got logistics on the way. I've got electric mining on the way. And once logistics is on the way, I will be able to really start having a little bit of freedom when it comes to expanding my production, because I don't really want to do inserter chicanery to get belt splitting resources off, splitting coal off to feed the... I really want my splitters and my underground belts in the mix to make those design more flexible. And then I'm going to want my walls. So I'm satisfied with the order here that I've taken. Let's just keep on cranking. So what are we going to need? More iron. Now is also a good time to start thinking about where I want my smelting to be. Probably right here. Actually, probably right here. And I do want to leave some room for belts to flow. So if I were to put this here, would I then have room for, let's see, what am I going to need? Probably 3 belts of iron, because I am considering steel later. Probably 2 belts of copper. Probably a single belt of stone. And probably a belt of coal as well. I'm not sure that a single belt of coal will be enough to satisfy the requirements here, but I also don't really care. I'm going to move this all over just a hair, just to make sure that there's enough room. Now, before I move on to that, I think I also want to get some production of belts underway. Although if I can just run just enough of my iron up to my smelters and get just enough of those smelters online, I could start working from up there instead. Let's take my iron and put it all in here. Even take out some of these and put 30 more iron in here so I can think about this a little bit less. I would also like to get at some point a belt of coal just running up this way, and in fact I'm going to want it on the right side. Just running up this way for my power production. No, I'm not gonna get too anal about this. I'm just gonna squiggle this right up the coast. Right up the coast and out of the way. And that's gonna run me about 100 belts. Maybe about 200 belts. And its belts are gonna start becoming a commodity. So with that in mind, I mean, I can make 35 of these belts right now, which is actually 70 because they do create 2 belts per craft. So let's just run this iron, or this coal rather, and then once I've got this coal, I can start putting electric miners down and not worry about, are they going to have enough electricity to remain powered. I need more of this. Surely I am. Bummer. I need about 17 more belts before I can have power up here. Let's see. I am going to make this save. Let's call it express delivery. And how far are we? 48 minutes. That's pretty rough. That's a pretty rough start. We really got slowed down by that. By that beginning nest. Oops, don't need these. Do need these. And let's just go ahead and run this line of coal. Let's see. Let's assume that our coal patch is going to create one line out of iron, and that it'll be like here. And I want to assume also that a splitter is going to be here, and that the output priority is going to be right. Why is the output priority going to be right? I want to prioritize having my coal go to my power. It is that simple. I still don't have my electric mining drills because I still need more research. So let's take this iron and place it here. And how are we doing on copper? Not so good. Let's just take that. Like so. Let's fill these with more coal. Take the copper that's in them. Now I've got plenty of copper. I just really want to get started building. I am going to want another couple of boilers. Another couple of these. Power generators. So I've got 2 of those. I'm going to need a little bit more iron. Good progress here. This will be the 3rd, and then ideally I want 4 because that would give me enough power. But instead what I'm going to do, since this is no longer working, is I'm going to take this iron, put it here. And on up here, I thought I saw a nest. I really don't see anything anywhere, which is good. I am probably going to want the radar prior to, well, frankly, prior to anything else, because I want to start seeing what's around me. Let's put you here, you here, you here. And get rid of you. Now, the next goal is electric mining drills. Let's take all the coal that we have. Take all the iron that we have. And I can already make 2 of these. So my priority is going to be getting my coal patch hooked up with electric mining drills. Now I've got plenty of coal. I've got 1,000 in my pocket, so I don't need you guys anymore. What is this going to look like when it's done? This guy is going to take up iron. This guy is not. This guy is not. So I'm going to take all these, bring them down this way. Here. And go like this. I'm going to want to do this. And then I'm probably going to want 2 of these. Let's just bring you, oops, you down here. Let's merge you here. Let's have you come out and up. And so let's start getting these belts constructed. This other splitter constructed. And let's go ahead and put you here. And put you here. I've got power down here. I want to bring this power off of my existing power infrastructure. I don't want to use the power that's like explicitly use the power that's from my crappy little mall. I want to get this started like so. Here. It's going to go that way. And I am, of course, out of coal down here. Brilliant. This will make just enough belts to go that way. And let's wait just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Now, what do I want to do? I want more belts. I want more mining. For the belts, I probably want to get automation started for that sooner rather than later, because it's really going to help for the process of building these smelting arrays. So now that the coal's coming up this way, let's just go ahead and complete our coal power. Running up with the belt to make ourselves a little bit faster. Move on over this way. And our coal power is largely complete. The miners that we have supplying it will, of course, be able to generate a surplus of power for themselves to run. Now it's just a matter of getting our iron up and running as well. And we're almost there with our radar research. I'm going to take some of this iron and put about half of it toward continuing our research. And the other half I want to put toward belt production. So I want to have coal on the far side. Since it's going to be split into every single one of our smelting arrays, I just want to have it be the one that's closest. Get some more coal into these burner miners here. Radar's almost complete. What are we going to need? Oh, I can get a head start on some of our electric circuits. A head start of about 2 seconds. Awesome. Plop this radar down and then get the rest building these belts. We're being a little slow here. I could have this belt production like right here next to these miners. And in fact, you know, realistically, that's what I should do. Just for the purposes of speed. So let's put another inserter here. Get power. This is the definition of quick and dirty. You're going to make me gears. You're going to make me belts. You're going to be a box right here. Now I just need to keep these guys fed and happy for a little while, and I'll be generating belts at an alarming rate. Perfect. So with that running, that's my next goal, is getting my initial smelting array up and running. Now I don't care about bricks yet. So what I'm instead going to do is run these up this way. These first two are going to be iron. I will take the I'm going to designate this to be the steel area. And I will place worst case scenario, I can run the steel like this and then run it back down through one of these channels and have it come up here and be steel like so, and just have one smelting array of steel, and then have this be copper up at the top, which means that I am going to take this one, like 2 of these will get stopped here. My stone will also get stopped here. I won't need that going further. Although it does have some uses in the production of rail stuff, but what I'll do is I'll actually put that on one belt, and I'll have that come up with our stone brick from our, like, I'll bring this whole, in fact, just to demonstrate, I'll just take this whole thing and bring it over here and split off some iron, or rather some coal, like so. And then I will have this one. So what am I doing? I'm bringing the resource in above the middle belt, and I'm splitting the iron or the coal off below the middle belt. That'll provide me a uniform entryway for our resources. Oops. That needs to go just so. And this will go like this. This one will go right here, like so. And this one will continue up for steel. And I will bring the steel over and coal up. I'll bring the steel right here in the middle and bring the coal rather, 2 below that. And that leaves the copper all the way up. You're annoying. And then let's take the coal. What was I doing? I was going right below the middle belt with the coal. Right below the middle belt with the coal. Got the shift click. This first belt is going to be brought to here. Let's do that like so. And then this one is going to go just like so. And I will need a splitter for this last one because that's the end of the line for the coal. So, which means I won't need a underground here. So that's our smelting array, more or less decided upon. And now it's a matter of getting the bricks and whatnot, or sorry, belts and whatnot to complete the construction of that smelting array. So here we go. Let's get some coal. Take all this. I've got 1,000 copper. All right, I think I'm chilling on copper for a little while. Chilling on iron for a little while, and oh, we've got 60 belts. Not quite enough. Not quite what I was hoping to see down here. But with this meager production, I'm actually more than happy. Now, what I'm going to do is take as much of the iron that I can. And so I'm going to need 1 splitter, 2 splitters, 3 splitters. So I'm going to need this splitter for the coal. Let's just bring the coal all the way up to at least where the iron is going to be. And since these are our 2 iron arrays, I am far enough. I'm just going to need this splitter. And I'm just going to build 1 of the iron arrays and then 1 of the copper arrays. I am going to need some underground belts, and I am going to fill this out. Now this is planned ahead. This is not, these mines here are not going to generate me 3 full belts of iron. No, not even close. These mines are going to generate me a much smaller quantity of the iron that I'm looking for. But if I can get like 8 of these smelters running on iron, then I'll be pretty happy. I do want to make sure that I am continuing to build turrets because before too long I am going to have to take out this base right here. And it's another one of those 3 nest situations, which we saw just how much trouble that gave us before. So I am going to make more ammunition, more turrets. Where are all the turrets that I had? Because I've got, oh, I have all 7 of them in my pocket. Brilliant. There's my repair pack. Next up is going to be, now I am only working on the fast inserters right now. I'm kind of tempted to go with physical projectile damage. What are the, oh, I'm going to need steel to make my heavy armor. I'm kind of interested in getting this projectile damage. Logistics pack is good too. And in fact, this mining speed upgrade is actually pretty useful when it comes to fighting the bugs on their turf. So I think the play, given the situation, is going to be to say fuck all that and just build the green science anyway, because we're in a rush here. Fuck it, we ball. Step away. Just close my door for a minute. All right, and we're back. I'm taking a little risk here by putting this iron directly into production first. Did I build any of these electric miners? I did. I'll go ahead and copy this. I'll even copy these top electric poles as well. I don't want that belt. just want these. And right here seems good enough. Let's pop these right here. Ugh, what have I done? Here and here, here, here. I'm making heavy use of the force build that was added in 2.0. This is going to need to come 2 down. I've learned my lesson. Do you have a splitter? Jeez, I'm good at this game. Okay, so with the belts that I have, I am just going to look to get these miners online. Now this is going to make this blueprint less viable for future. We're not worried about those things, are we? You don't really exist. Okay, so now we've got our iron coming up. And I am going to plan for 2 belts coming out of here. I'm not going to overthink this. I'm just going to start running the belts and making it spaghetti. Gonna need more belts. And just in case, I'm going to need at least 2 splitters for the... And I'm going to make 1 more splitter just in case. Because one of the things that I'm going to need is to get my smelting array started. I am going to need to... Let's just go like so. And let's plan for the second one. It looks like it's going to be coming up on the side. And I want to leave room for copper to pop up and then still go down again under 3 belts of iron. Because I've planned for 3 belts, which leaves this channel right here for my iron. Now the scaling up process has officially begun. One thing that I'm not doing right now is stockpiling coal, but I'm just kind of hoping that I will be able to get my coal production taken care of, or rather my iron production in these smelting arrays taken care of prior to running out of coal in my pockets. So this comes all the way up here and comes this way. I'm missing an underground belt, of course. Just before I forget, let's just go like that. And I'm going to need a few of these underground belts because the traditional pattern that I use for my smelting array, like entry points, uses underground belts. You may have seen it before in someone else's videos. I found it to be a pretty efficient use of space. So what I want is to have a splitter here and a splitter here. And these splitters are going to go this way and this way. Now the trick is, if I can get my iron to come in right here and my coal to come in on the other splitter, then I'll have a situation where I have iron and coal on just one belt. So let's go ahead and do that. This can come in like so. And now I will have iron and coal on one belt on each side. I simply need to get my coal flowing to the right as well. Now, it may not be the case that I'm producing enough coal, so I'm going to temporarily take this output priority off so that my coal can flow evenly to my smelting arrays and to my power. And I'm going to place a radar right up here next to my power just to start scanning. And I'll also take the liberty of placing a few quick and dirty turrets here, just sharing the love of some ammo. Now that's not gonna fight off a huge wave like we were seeing earlier, but that will take care of any initial scouting parties that the biters do send. The thing that I'm doing a poor job of is keeping my science production online. I'm really not doing a great job of prioritizing my research. So with that in mind, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bite the bullet and place all this iron in here and then just match how much iron is in there with the copper that I have in my pockets. Let's just go like this and then get right back to work. We're going to need plenty of burner inserters. We're going to need plenty of regular inserters. Definitely, let's see. I'm going to need 4 regular inserters and 4 burner inserters. So now that coal's coming up here, I do need the splitter to actually exist. Coal's going to come up here, and let's just say that I'm going to build 8 on each side to start. Let's go here and here. And then I'm going to need to take my burner inserters, which I built. Now these are going to be powered by the iron, which is on the outer belt. But then the inside is going to need to be regular inserters, just like so. And I'm going to place this here with my ghost tool. So I'll go on the inside like so. And then power, I'll just run that up right next to the coal line. 2 spaces. I guess I could do it with just 1. Let's see. Now that I've got my green science, at least in theory, being produced, I could start thinking about putting together a quick and dirty green science. But I think I'm going to save that until after I get my actual quote-unquote mall underway. I'm not building any walls right now, although I could be. The next thing that I care about is probably going to be my fast inserters. So let's do that. Let's get more of these. Let's take some iron boxes and let's produce some ammo as well. Now I've got my power ready to be run. Just gonna run it like so. And that is going to come here. I'll just connect that. Pretty lucky with that. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Well, live and learn. Man, my iron is just anemic. But those days are not long for this world. Why are we not getting any belts? You picked up coal. Awesome job. That wasn't your job. Let's go ahead and filter you to iron. I'm not really sure how that happened. It's a bit unfortunate. But c'est la vie. Let's build some more of these. A couple of repair packs. How are we doing on power? Plenty. Plenty. Now that these guys are complaining they don't have enough fuel, it's because I'm simply not pumping enough iron up here. That's fine. What I am going to do is take the iron that I do have coming. Now this is being produced, and this is just going to serve as a buffer from which I can pull iron. Let's cut those unnecessary repair kits out, because what I really care about right now is getting this belt built out all the way to the end, with my yellow belts, and just pop that all into a chest. Now it is the case that I want to go like this, because I want these power poles to not surprise me with the position that they're in. Just going by 2 every time. And then get rid of this because it's hideous. Let's bring this up here. Let's produce yet more of those belts. And now that I've got that, I can just place an inserter right here, bring out power for it, just like so. I'll limit this to 300, although at this stage in the game, it's not really crucial that I limit my iron production. Believe me, we will be using it all. So now we've got iron being put into a box automatically, which is stellar. Iron production continues over here, or research rather, although I am just about to run out of research. So let's get more iron in there. And we are off to the races. Let's take this, take these. I'm going to take the iron that I do have. I'm going to put half of it toward ammo, and the other half I'm going to put toward building more turrets. Got 5 turrets right here. Fantastic. So now that we've got iron coming up here, let's think about how to plan our initial mall. So we're going to have a belt of iron coming from here. We're going to have a belt of iron coming from here. We're going to have a belt of steel coming from somewhere here. And then 2 belts of copper here. So let's just simply bring this belt up. This belt up. Let's give it 2 spaces for the steel. Let's say this is the steel. I don't really care about the positioning yet. And then I want these 2 belts to be my iron. And I'll bring them all the way down. Like so. Although this one will be fed from here. This one will be fed from here. Get rid of these trees that are in our way. Not that we can't use the wood. And bring this up this way. So now I know just how much space I'm going to need. And if you take a look now, I can start building some production off this way. Now the stone is a little bit obnoxious because the stone is going to be on the far left, when in fact I at the beginning of the game typically want my stone to be like the least important resource. But there is a simple fix for that. I could take this stone production and just move it all the way up, and in fact I think I will do just that. So then this stone is not gonna come this way. It's gonna come all the way up to here, and this is going to be a splitter after all, and the right side will come up here. So now I've got my iron and my stone, and then I will bring the stone line away from my copper, and I'll put that here. So now I've got this positioned exactly how I want it. Take a quick pause. Research. I think the next research I want is probably this physical projectile damage. Now, it's going to be a while before that comes through, but I think it's going to be very, very helpful. So let's just keep it where it's at. Move this over here. We don't have any iron in our pockets. I'm going to keep this running for now. But I am going to start building some more miners because we seem to have the power. Boom, 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 boom. And just like that, we've got more iron. And we're going to need more coal as well. Now, while this all runs and I continue to stockpile iron, I think what I want to do is I want to take my 6 turrets, soon to be 7, and my, how much ammo am I looking at? Not too much. Just needs to be a little bit less anemic before I go up and try to take care of the biters. So I'm going to continue my build a little bit by gathering some stone. In fact, what I'll do with one of my miners is I'll just place it here and here. Now, typically I would do this with burners, but things have gotten a little out of whack this run. So let's just go ahead and do that. I'm a little worried about the potential presence of biters directly to the east here. So I want to plop down another radar as soon as I get a chance. So let's run our way back up over here, collect some iron. I think we've got copper for days. So let's take this iron. Let's build a radar. Let's handcraft some ammo. And then is there anything I can do with some handcrafted green science that's going to be really useful for me in the short term? Not really, because I need steel for both of these. Well, I need steel for at least for the ammo. Now, if I had a bunch of trees, if I wasn't in a desert, then I would really care about getting some grenades online sooner rather than later. But I don't have any. How much is this? 4 iron plates for 1. So if I want to take all of this, actually, all I want to do is take half of this and put it toward production of more turrets. Let's get my coal drip fed into here. Take this. Let's go ahead and take the stone that we've got and fill out our furnace stack a little bit. I am going to try to handcraft some more of these yellow inserters as well, and prioritize getting some copper onto this line. So 1, 2, 3, 4. My headphones are dying. I'm gonna hot swap the battery real quick. Promise I'm not doing any illicit planning. Pardon the interruption there. So, what do I really care about right now? I really care about getting my iron, or rather my copper, into production. So, let's just take this. There's supposed to be 3 belts of iron here. I'll do a little quick and dirty copper rotting. I do want these belts. Like so. The rest of these. Just like so. Steal my iron from here. Continue producing these. And just bring this copper as far up as I can. What I'll do with my meager amount of iron here is just do exactly what I did before. Just a little quick and dirty belt production up here. One of these available, but I can make some more. I am not planning on going for Lazy Bastard or any other similar achievement style runs. So that'll just be making me belts while I wait. And my dream here is to get my copper online and start working on some circuits. Yoink this right up. And just get another 8 copper smelters online. Let's see, we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get these printer inserters built. We've got enough of these already. And the convention that I decided upon for my iron was to do it like so. And in fact, I'm going to need this bit here. Bring that up. Where's my... This is just like so. Just like so. I'm not going to worry about the steel right now. Iron will be just like so as well. And that means I need 1, 2, 3 splitters before I can start thinking about getting my copper online properly. Building up a nice little stockpile of belts down here. Does that help me with my splitters? No. Does this help me with my splitters? Yes. 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna need a few of these belts as well. Let's just drag this all the way up. I do need my undergrounds. Just like so. It's gonna be my undergrounds here. Undergrounds here. And my splitters. 1 here, 1 here. I just need belts. Belts and power poles. So let's get those power poles under production. I have drawn my power up this way. I'm going to continue to bring it up this way. Just like so. And grab some belts while I wait. And then hopefully when I go back downstairs, I will have gathered plenty of ammunition with which to take on our friends to the southwest. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. Bring this over here. Bring this up this way. And here. What did I do here? I've got power on both sides. I don't necessarily need that, but I will do it for completeness' sake. Let's just bring this all the way out here. And I similarly want to quickly and dirtily stockpile some copper as well. So let's just take these. And I'll try to do this a little bit more efficiently this time. So if I've got 4 of them that way, I've got 8 of these. I should be able to put these here, and that looks good. Should be able to put these here, and that looks good. And then run this power all the way back. What am I missing here? Wood. Prioritize the trees that are going to have to go anyway. Also, in the interest of time. Now I can make plenty of these. Hopefully I can build them faster than I can place them. Now that's going to be powered. These are merely missing coal. And of course the copper that I have not run yet. And to supply that, I will need to hit my belt depot, which has now gotten me a healthy 100 some belts. Take my iron and just place it here so that we continue to build it. I'm not worried about these anymore. And I've got, if I can scrounge together some more iron to build some electric miners, then I'm in a happy place as well. Let's just go ahead and take these. This is old and busted. We've got new hotness elsewhere. Little hygiene here. Go a long way. So let's take this and just place it like so. Bring you 2 out, bring you 1 out. Pop a splitter right here. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Here. Here and here. Bring this down. And somehow I've got hole on my copper line, but I think that was fake news. I think we're okay. Let's just drag this copper all the way up. It's actually the coal that needs to come up. I should actually get my copper online as well. So now let's bring these 2 up to here, and we'll build our little initial mall just here. Now that we've got our copper and our iron. And there, indeed, the copper is beginning to arrive. So what do we really care about? we really care about initially, especially given the fact that I just saw some biter nests up here. We really care about power. We really care about defensive. I should be paused here. We really care about our continued production of research, like I mentioned, and I also want to start getting defenses up. Like I want to have a nice wall. Now the map that I've generated, it doesn't really appear to have any choke points that are obvious right off the bat. So I'm thinking that I'm actually thinking a couple things. One, I'm noticing that the refinement area could have probably been moved a little bit south of where it is, but since it's north of where it needs to be, and by that what I mean is, in theory, this whole thing could have been placed here ish, which would have made a nice bottom square that would have been easy to defend. Then I could have already started building my base here. As it stands, I'm going to have to start building my base up here, which is going to leave, I mean, I'm going to need quite a large wall to make that a nice rectangular area. But that's fine, because what I can do is I can actually use this space here for oil refining and what have you. So I'm going to leave that blank for oil refining, and I'm going to continue with our initial plan of putting the base north. And we care about belts right off the bat. We care about, let's use our research. We care about belts. We care about inserters. Those are the big two that I want to get started now, and then I can, oh, and I care about green circuits. So I think the first thing that I'm going to place on my bus is going to be green circuits. Those will be placed probably to the east of, or to the right of, depending on how you want to think about it, of the stone. So I'll put that band of green circuits just to the right of the stone, and then bring it up, and then I'll feed it into inserters and belts and what have you. For the initial production of the green circuit build, we'll just handcraft all of our inserters. And that should only amount to like 30 or 40 inserters. So let's get started on that while our belts continue to build. Oh. And then I want to also get started on walls as well. So that'll be another important piece of the puzzle here. But we'll do walls. We'll go without our walls for a little while. How close is our pollution to this nest? Not too far. But oh, we've got some uranium here for some early nuclear power that'll really nicely feed into where our existing power block is. So that's exciting. I don't see any oil. Just never mind. We may have stumbled upon a fantastic seed here. So no more iron as yet. I do think I want a little bit more coal. So let's just pop these down. And power is still doing okay. Some more copper as well, might as well. And then I want one of my radars down here, as far south as my base goes. And I want to see what that tells me. And I also want a radar. I basically want vision of my whole base. So I'm also going to put a radar up here before too long, as well as one over here. Now I don't have any iron available here anymore, so it is imperative that I get stone coming through as well. So let's just take this little kludge that we have here for... And in fact, I actually want to take this whole thing and just cut it so that I have it. And I'll just place this here for now. And I'll do the same with my little belt box here. And with that in mind, I can feed my line of stone. I do want it, just for ease of routing things later, to be to the right of my copper line. So let's go ahead and place you here and you here. Get some power here. I know that I will need power here. You here. And start working on getting our stone over here as well. How are we doing on undergrounds? So this is good. I mean, if we're lucky, things will proceed like this for a little while. Got 300 belts now. That's stellar. I can eventually start to limit that box. And let's just start placing some of these to free up some inventory space as well. All the way up we go. All the way up we go. And I'm met with this forest, which I will need to deforest a little bit in order to see what I'm doing. Now I forget exactly how many of these iron, or rather stone mines I want, or stone smelters that I want, but I think it's about half of a full smelting array. Oops, that would be used for iron and copper. So let's assume it's this. Now this is a little bit of arcane knowledge. I do come in with the knowledge that this smelting array does not have to be as large. It's not really about the amount of stone that I need. It's about the crafting time of the various resources. So stone is processed a little bit faster, or faster per stone than iron and copper. So I know that I just don't need this many smelters. So let's take these just here and place them. Let's actually copy it with the first 4 smelters to make things easy. Let's go like so. I will take my coal. I was placing the coal on the top side, so I'll continue that pattern. And this just needs to go here like so. I use the construction planner mostly to help me visualize the trees that need to be cut down in order to make the space that I need. Before too long, I'll have my grenades situated and I'll be able to just blow all this up. But for now, I'm going to play nicely with nature. So you just so, here and here, here and here. Let's bring you this way, and you this way. And I can start placing some burner inserters here and here. Some regular inserters here, 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 and here. And let's get that powered. So now I've got my stone bricks coming out. The only thing I'm going to need stone bricks for a little while for is indeed going to be walls. So what I'll do is I'll take half my stone. I'll bring it out this way. And then I can combine these two eventually, but that's more of a planning ahead logistics thing. What I really care about right now is just get like a lot of this online actually, because I really care about the presence of walls early on. Boom, boom. Okay, and then let's get more belts. Don't need these yet. Inside on the inside. And then let's get more of these up here. Can't build that many. Let's get you here. Reducing walls again. This is just quick and dirty. 2. Doing that because I'm running the power this way. And let's just get this here like so. You're going to make walls. I'm not going to limit you at all. Make walls to your heart's content. That'll do the trick. Walls, belts, ammunition, and turrets are what I really care about. House power. Getting a little close, so I will take some of my iron here and just create stockpile up to 500. I want to create 1, 2, and then 1. I know I had 1 already up there that was missing 1. Let's go so that now I've got 3 in my pocket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these. And then I've got just enough belts and burner inserters to make this pretty. Leave some space for pipes. And there's our projectile damage. And that's going to help us with this next battle that I have planned. But these a little bit. Make room. My goal here is to double our power. Take this pipe here and here. Bring this out. Let's go burner inserter. And I actually don't need any more of you. I care about the burner inserters. I care about the pipes. 1, 2. And then I need to bring you here, you here. And let's put you here and here. And instantly our power is taken care of. So now we're falling a little bit behind on the production of science. That's not ideal. And it makes me want to start automating science way up here. I kind of want that going. First, why are my... That's not right. This needs to be facing upwards. Let's fix that. Is that broken on my iron as well? No. Not broken there. Not broken there. I must have... Oh, that's not good. Simple copy and paste mistake. That should start my bricks going. I've got 20 walls. So let's go ahead and start producing some of those things that we really care about in the beginning. This is going to be our electronic circuits right here. Just even these out for aesthetic reasons. Now right here, I want to build my first little production facility of proper science. It's really unfortunate to have these here right now. I should, in the interest of time, leave these trees and wait until I have grenades, but I'm gonna give myself a challenge here, and I'm just gonna build according to how I typically build, which would be I would really want the science over here. And I want it here now. I don't want it here later, so I'm going to do it the slow way. My goal here is to find out whether or not Factorio can be played at an active but otherwise leisurely pace and still meet the requirements for the achievements that I'm trying to get. Now, I don't want to start here. I want to start here, up here. So that's these trees that I want to take care of. Now, initially, what I really care about is, again, turrets and ammunition. So I'm going to prioritize turrets and ammunition right here. And then I'll start thinking about belts. And then I'll start thinking about science. Actually, I'll do science immediately afterwards. So let's go ahead and make our, let's see, let's go ahead and let's say we want, I don't know, just kind of guesstimating 4 machines making ammunition. I'm not going to worry about the fact that ideally this would also be functioning as a red ammo production facility as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and take some of my iron using a splitter, take it off, bring it over here. And is that sufficiently above? It is sufficiently above my stone production. I'm going to put these out this way. And I'm going to do a quick and dirty hack to get a lot of this on to both sides of a belt. Go like this, go like this. Just power this like so. And I will bring the iron in here. So let's go here, here, and I need one of these. Luckily, these are easy as pie to make now that we've got my iron line touching. Let's go here and here. And I'm going to bring the power up just like so on the left side of our bus. That way it's easily accessed by our machines and it's out of our way for future building. And they'll just go like that to connect it. So these are powered now. Let's bring our iron up here. Are going to need to split this iron off. And then I also want the production of turrets automated. Turrets only take a gear and an iron plate. Oh, and a copper plate, I think. So I actually want to have this be my turret. That be my that. And I don't have any belts, so let's go back and get belts. Up to 35 walls. It's not incredible. Go ahead and limit this. I will take 300 belts. Scoop some of this iron. More splitters. And let's take half the iron and bring it to this side. That way I don't have to worry about my iron getting cannibalized like for the turrets. This is not strictly necessary, but I prefer to separate the concerns in this way. Let's go here and here. And then of course I do need my copper as well. I am gonna have to concern myself with the fact that I've got another belt of iron here. So I need to always be aware of the fact that I need to cross 2 belts, not just one, with this copper contraption. I'm just going to do 2 belt lanes. I know that, you know, in a typical game that you're planning to play for a very long time, having some more lanes on the bus is good, but in Space Age, I find that refactoring to eventually include like foundries and whatnot can mean that it's not crucial that I go crazy with my bus right now. In fact, it's probably more efficient to not do that. This is going to connect down here. This is going to come right over here. Go right into my turrets. And how much ammo am I producing? I really only need about 300 of those, and then I'm going to take my turrets and I am going to make, let's say, 50 of those. Voila. Ammunition and turrets have been automated. Now I can start beefing up my other defenses and preparing for assaults from really all directions. I want to have enough space here for green circuits. I want to have enough space here for a small mall. And I might even build that out here, although those trees are kind of making that a little bit difficult. But that's all for next time. That's the first 2 hours. And let's see if we can get green science and blue science in short order in the next stream. Here goes. Thanks, guys.